Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Um, Probably took me a little bit longer than I wanted to upload a video, and this video is going to be um, surrounding the area of Irma, the hurricane that is about to hit South Florida, all the way up to Georgia, all of the coast states, and well, at least the lower coast. It's a lot of it's a lot going on. Um, the current events that are happening, all of these storms, these disasters, and it's just been kind of tugging away at my heart to bring you guys something, some food that you guys can kind of chew on over these, times where you will be kind of shut in your home and with your family. Um, so pretty much Irma then becomes an external voice of the internal cleansing that needs to go on in the hearts of the people. I mean, it has gotten really bad. It has gotten really bad. So we, there are physical manifestations of everything that goes on internally on a individual as well as on a collective level. And, you know, Florida is a very corrupt state. And, you know, we've been spared. We've been spared quite a few times. So, which is fine, but just want to cover and help people to understand that Irma is an external manifestation of what's going on internally within the people in this particular uh, geographic location and the other areas that have been hit. Okay, so I was meditating, I was doing some prayer, and there are some things that came to me that I feel as though it needs to be addressed. So basically what came through was when we begin to look up, we have begun to look within ourselves. And this situation is surrounding the inner self. Okay, so when we're talking about Irma, okay, and I just went ahead and channeled some information that basically just came through. Irma, understanding, we all have to know where we stand within. We have to know. This is something that we can't just believe. It has to be a knowing, you know. Everyone is saying preparation, preparation, preparation. Yes, a clear-cut sign that you should always be prepared. And the only way that you can truly be prepared for anything is if you're prepared within yourself. Preparation starts within. True preparation, it starts within, and it will reflect your outer reality. So if you are preparing, meaning you're preparing your soul, you're in the process of, or you're walking in your soul's divine right and your soul's divine sovereignty. In external conflict, it only comes from internal conflict, and it starts from the individual all the way up to a collective level of the thinking of groups of people. And yes, there is some manipulation in the midst of all of this, but it's your perception and how you see it. You are the creator of your reality. You create your reality. And at the end of the day, no one comes to save you. You save yourself by your actions, your words, and your deeds. You save yourself from what you have put out into the universe. The energy that you put out in the universe. That's how you save yourself. No one comes to save you. No one comes to save you. If you are not using your energy to walk in your soul's purpose and in truth and in knowing and not just beliefs, you have already been prepared. You know, there's no need to prepare because it's preparation for you is consistent, it's constant. This whole storm, this Hurricane Irma is a reflection of what we have been putting out in the universe, what we have been putting out, what we've been giving Mother Nature through our thoughts, our ideas, our deeds, our actions. This is what it boils down to. Understanding, remember. We have to remember ourselves. And a lot of times we need relationships, we need other individuals to remind us. Remind meaning you're going deep, you're mining your mind. You're mining it. And you have someone here, another divine soul, who's helping you through your relationship. So the R in Irma is for us to begin to remember. We have to remember. We have to be in people's lives and we have to fuel that. We have to see the beauty in it. And vice versa. And the only way we can see the beauty in others, we have to see it within ourselves. And second, it can't be with judgment. It can't be with bitterness, jealousy, greed. It can't be with these emotions. So we have understanding, understanding, R, remember. M in Irma means to make known. What are you understanding? If you don't take a stand within, you'll fall for anything that goes on in the outside world. You'll fall for it. Have you taken a stand? And what are you standing on? What are you building your beliefs on? Your ideas, your intentions. What are you building them on? Because it has to be a firm foundation. And this is how you make known of what you are understanding, what you know. You will see a physical manifestation of it. And if you're not seeing a physical manifestation of what you understand, then you need to remember, you need to evaluate some belief systems that are no longer working for you. If they're no longer serving you, you need to cut them loose. We cannot have weight. You know, the Bible says, lay away every weight and sin that so easily besets you. But it's not the weight and the sin, is you not walking in your truth. That's the weight and that's the sin. You're not walking in your truth. You're not around people that's fueling your soul's purpose. And if you're not around people that are fueling your soul's purpose, a give and take of someone that's going to help move you in the direction you need to be going in, you need to cut them out like a bad cancer. And this is the truth. We have to start walking. We have to start being present in our own lives, because yes, we are being manipulated, but it still should not define who you are. It doesn't have to. You know who you are. You remember who you are. You just need to take a stand. And understanding, Irma says, it's time to understand. It's time to remember. It's time to make known. You have to speak your truths. You have to speak the things that are true to you and stop trying to be, politically correct, or, everything is done in a manner, in decency and order, but you have to begin to speak your truths. You have to begin to be real with self first. Self. You can't be real with yourself if you can't be honest with yourself. You'll never see yourself in another individual. And that's what this is all about. Seeing yourself, seeing the beauty in all things. You have to see the beauty in it. You don't have to accept the behavior that comes from it. But you have to see the beauty. And you allow people to be themselves. You can't change anyone but you. This is what this storm is telling us spiritually, on a spiritual level. We need to be cleansed. This is a cleansing. How high is your energy? Are you so weighted down? Can you float? Can you literally float when the water comes? Will you be able to float? Or are you so weighed down with bitterness, hatred, anger, jealousy, pride? Are you weighed down with these things? Are you walking in your soul's purpose and in your soul's truth? This is what this is about. This is what we need to understand. This is what we need to have been preparing for. That this is a wake-up call to all of those that are not preparing, that has not been prepared. You are being caught off guard. This is what Wilma is telling us. Don't be caught off guard. You have to be ready at all times. This is a fight against our souls. These people are trying to steal our souls, our very essence. This is not a test, people. This is not a test. This is the real deal thing. And how you respond to what's going on, it's what's going to save you. You cannot respond to any event in a state of fear and anxiousness and worry. You have to know, what do you believe? What do you stand for? Do you believe that someone's going to save you? Or do you believe that every act, every thought, every deed is what you'll get back? Everything that you put out, that you use your energy in exchange, your true currency, when you exchange it with others, through relationships and partnerships, family, friends, strangers, how are you using this energy? Because if you're deceiving, if you're stealing, if you're lying, it's going to reflect back to you. This is what's being prepared. You're not doing it when there is an urgency or there is an emergency. The weight is going to pull you down. And those that thought they may have had it together, this is a wake-up call for you. You should always be prepared. And if you're prepared spiritually, intuitively, and you have taken an inner standing, nothing will catch you off guard, no matter how it looks externally. This is just a reflection, and how this storm affects you is a reflection of what you've been putting out. And you need to begin evaluating your beliefs. You need to begin cutting people out that is not serving your highest purpose, that's not allowing you to be whole or to become whole. This is what this is about, people, please. It's not a test. It's not a drill. There's more things to come. This is just the beginning. There's so many more things to come. Your ship has to have a sail. Those who have been preparing, you still have to be able to sail it and not allow the waves and the wind of external influences to have you going here and there. You cannot respond. You will not survive this way. If you are walking your divine truth, you don't have any worries when it comes to being prepared for anything external. Whatever you need, you will receive, because that's what you've been putting out, and that's a guarantee. That is a guarantee. You put a seed in the ground and you plant it and you nurture it and you water it and you till it, you're going to reap. And every seed that is sown is going to have some type of growth. If intent is being put into it, whether it's positive, negative, whatever it is, it's going to form. If you haven't been practicing compassion and love and patience and kindness, it's going to show during these times. And every time you create that illusion for someone else, that you're kind and you're compassionate and you don't follow through, remember, it's going to reflect. It will reflect. You get what you put out. We get what we put out. Being prepared is to be prepared within your inner standing. Irma, she comes to give us this message, people. Truly, this is a physical and a spiritual cleansing that is going on. This is the energy that you have been putting out. And yes, it's being manipulated, but it's you allowing the manipulation because you lack knowledge, you lack understanding. Your divine self will show you the way every time. You will know the way by being present in your life, responding and not reacting to the external influences, and loving and allowing people to be who they are. Because everyone has this responsibility. And let me tell you, before you face any quote-unquote God or source creator, whoever you believe that to be, you will be faced with yourself first. You encounter yourself first, you alone. No one's going to be there with you when it's time to exit. And before you exit, if you can't even look at yourself through another person's eyes, there will be no exit until you're capable of doing it. It will not be an exit. This is not about religion. It's not about it. It's about taking an inner stand, knowing truths that you stand firm on, not beliefs. Beliefs change all the time based on your experiences that you must learn and grow. People, this is a spiritual cleansing. This is what we have been reflecting. This is what we've been given off. And the outcome of this storm, however you are affected with it or by it, you will know when it leaves. You will see exactly what and who is important to you. Who's real? Who truly have love and compassion, patience, kindness, gentleness. Who truly have these things in their heart and they're truly sincere about it. It will show. It's going to happen. You're going to see it. That's all the news is saying. Preparation, preparation, preparation. This is a wake-up call. wake up call. It's time for us to begin to stand for something, whatever it is, and know that you have a higher self that is looking down and that is cheering you on to make it through. It's just remembering. But we must take an inner stand. The I in Irma is inner stand. The R is remember. The M is make known. Make known what you stand for, what you believe, your truths. Your known truths, not beliefs, not things that other people believe that might necessarily be for you. Our path is created. It's already set out. We just have to walk it. And if you're being true to yourself, you'll find it. You'll find it. Just as the sun rises and shines and, give life, we have an inner sun. It's a reflection of what's within. We have an inner sun that shines just as bright. And what people do to those that don't know is they manipulate their external circumstances to create a reality that's not even theirs. We have to create our own reality. And if you're lazy, if you're in the passenger seat and you're not being present, you will always be manipulated into something that doesn't even exist. It only exists because the idea was implanted. And you did not know the difference. You didn't take an inner standing. You allowed external events, external circumstances to trigger you, to react. And it's hard to survive from reacting. Anyone knows that. You can't survive reacting. You have to be able to respond. You have to be able to think about your moves. We're living in a sign and wonder time. This is a sign and wonder time. You're definitely gonna see the reflections that you give off. It's a time of separation, because the thing is, what I mean by separation is separating those that have been prepared versus those that are not. So yeah, pretty much. That's what came to me, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reading and see what archetypes that we are dealing with, what the universe is saying as a whole, as a collective whole, what we can do and how we can prepare ourselves. So just 1 second, and 1 second. Okay, I am back, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Carolyn Miss archetype cards, just to get an idea of the energies that we're working with, some of the things that we have been able to transcend where we are right now and what we can expect, on a collective level. But there are definitely a lot of events that are going on, that the people that are watching that are not in the state of Florida or not in the states that Irma is affecting, a lot of their attention are here. And this is just, it's just another way that, kind of, not only takes us off of our game, but, you know, if you look at it in the light sense, you know, it gives us the opportunity to really see and evaluate where we are spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, we need to be able to kind of check in with ourselves. You know, a lot of people don't have that opportunity to check in with themselves. And checking in with yourself, meaning being able to go and evaluate and to meditate and to see exactly where you are, where you stand on certain issues. Are you willing to stand? So let's see here. You know, I have 2 cards out, so let's see. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Spirit is giving quite a message. This is quite a message here. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Samaritan. It actually came up in reverse, but I'm going to go ahead and read both the light and the shadow attributes. Okay, so for the Samaritan, the light attributes would be to refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. And the shadow attribute would be exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. Exacting, wanting something back from it. So basically, where we are right now, like, we're going to actually see this storm. It's going to expose a lot of people who say that, you know, they're helpful. They say that, you know, they want to help. The thing is, they're expecting something in return when they do help. So, you know, you would know if this is something that you're doing. But it came up in the shadow attributes. You know, it came up in the shadow. So basically, it's saying that in the light attribute, it refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So those that you know, actually testing, you know, this is going to be a time where it's going to test, you know, where you truly are right now within yourself. You know, are you truly a loving person, or do you just love? Because when you just love, it becomes conditional. But if you're a loving person, then that's just who you are. So this is going to expose the people who are truly loving, who are truly sincerely giving. Like, this is where your energy goes. And a lot of times it seems like it's the, you know, the poorest of the people, but it's not. It's those that give and give from their heart. Truly. Not truly looking for anything in return, or not expecting anything in return. So, yeah, this is going to show those who are capable of doing these things and those who are doing things, or those who say this is what they do. It's going to show. Irma is exposing these things. This is what she's telling me right now. She's exposing it. She's exposing a lot of people who say this is what they are. This is what they do. They love you. You know, they're there for you. Whatever the case is, you know. This is a time where it's going to show. This is going to be a point in time where you're going to see it. And either they're going to show it or they're not. So, you know, just be mindful. Just be mindful, you know. And if you are a good Samaritan, if you are that Samaritan, just continue to help those. Continue to, because, you know, the actual act is what sends off the energy to lighten, you know, the people around you. So when you actually perform these acts, and they're selfless acts of love and kindness and patience, you're sending energy out, because this is the type of energy that is needed. People need this energy. People are truly lost. People are truly scared. People are truly, you know, they have no idea what to do. And those that know, and those that are walking in their truth and walking within their divine selves, you know, they give understanding that when you release anything into the universe, it's going to come back to you, however it was released, with whatever intent. Okay, so this is the heart of the matter. So Irma is saying this is the heart of the matter. This is going to be a test for you. This is going to be a test. Those that are truly where they say they are, those that are that truly practice what they're preaching. And even if they are, they're going to be put in the toughest of tests, you know, helping those that they may not, or they would rather prefer ignore. It's easy to help those that, you know, you love. It's easy to help those that, you know, may have done something nice for you. But what about helping those that won't even speak to you, won't even say hi in the street? I mean, what about helping those that have hurt you, that have abused you? You know, this is the test. Okay, and then we have the mystic, and this is in the future position, or what's to come. And it came up in the light attribute, which reveals an intimate union with the divine. So basically what Irma is saying is that if you are a mystic, if you have been initiated in the mystics, and you are in the knowing of what's going on and how the energies are being manipulated and used, you know, it's going to show. And you're not going to have to say very much, because you know that you're walking with the divine. You was not caught unprepared. Okay, when you have a connection with source, you know, even if you're on your path and you have no idea where you're going, you know, it's just how you get there. So this is going to reveal all the mystics, all the ones that are initiated. It's going to reveal who you really are.